Hello, Oilers fans. Before we get into the post-game fan reaction and discussion of the Oilers win tonight, I just want to send my deepest prayers to the fans that have been affected from that medical emergency at Rogers Place tonight. I truly hope whatever happened, I hope people are okay, whether someone witnessed it or, the individual who needed the help. I really, truly hope everything is okay. And I'm sending all of my thoughts and well wishes to everybody who's been affected by that. That is super scary, and there are things much more important than a hockey game, and I'm wishing everyone all the best there. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the post-game fan reaction here. The Oilers, again, one of those games where maybe a little bit closer than we'd like, but give the Calgary Flames a lot of credit here. They played a very strong defensive system against Edmonton. They just completely clogged the neutral zone, and there was no space for the Oilers to do anything. It took some heroics from Leon Draisaitl, who I think had 8 or 9 shots on goal tonight. He had 2 goals, scored number 50 and 51, and he proved and showed why he should be the Hart favorite this season. He is the MVP in the National Hockey League. He's the best player in the National Hockey League, and he's the most valuable player to his team. He comes back in the lineup after being injured for the last few games. He steps in, and he absolutely drags this team with him, and he is just on fire, and I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier with his performance. And the Oilers as a whole, yeah, the first period, maybe not, full of excitement. And halfway through the second, again, not really full of excitement. But it took a snow shower on Calvin Pickard for things to really ratchet up when it comes to the emotion. It's something I talked about in the pregame report. If anyone even looks at your goaltender, there has to be a response. And yes, Calgary got a power play out of it, which I thought was wrong. I thought Anderson was the one that initiated everything by hauling down. I forget who it was that he pulled down from behind. And then Corey Perry stepped in. For some reason, the Oilers were the ones that got the extra penalty to it. I don't know. I don't know what the officials are looking at half the time, but it didn't matter. The Oilers' penalty kill tonight was very, very solid, and they come out with the 2 points. It was a great effort from everyone. Calvin Pickard, big saves tonight. Evan Bouchard, what a no-look backhand pass to find Draisaitl before the tying goal. But before Evan Bouchard made that pass, he did make a probably ill-advised pinch late in the third period, and Darnell Nurse, he had to backtrack. It was going to be a 2-on-1 for Calgary, but Darnell Nurse with a beautiful stick check to get that puck back into the neutral zone, into a safe area. Then Bouchard finds Draisaitl. Draisaitl walks in with an absolute snipe. We'll go over the Oilers' goals on the NHL Edge visualizer, and then we'll kind of just wrap things up so that we can all enjoy our weekend. So I'm just going to move my OBS screen over here. We'll open up the box score before I get into the Edge visualizer. We'll take a look at some of the game day stats. Shots on goal, pretty even tonight, 29-28 in favor of Edmonton. Face-off percentage, 57% in favor of the Oilers. Calgary was 0 for 3 on the power play. The Oilers 0 for 1. They had 1 opportunity. That's all they got. Penalty minutes, 8-4 for Edmonton. The hits were even, 19-18. I do feel like it was a bit more physical than maybe what they were tracking in the building. The Oilers, though, they got to clean up the giveaways, man. Way too many giveaways here. And we're actually going to open up Money Puck. I forgot that we like to look at the advanced stats as well. We'll take a look at the deserve to win-o-meter and, see who did deserve to win this one. Looks like the Calgary Flames. Quite the difference here. The deserve to win-o-meter is definitely in Calgary's favor. About 70% of the time they would win. The expected goals in all situations, 3.31 to 1.86 in favor of Calgary. And wowzers. Yeah, I guess Edmonton, they were held at bay. And like I said, Calgary, most of the game, played really solid defensively. Leon Draisaitl just kind of took things over on his own. And if we take a look at our 0% expected goals for percentage, Max Jones, who I'm pretty sure only played about 5 minutes tonight. Please, I'm done with Max Jones here. Let's get up Savoy or Noah Philp at minimum. Get some youth, get some speed, get some excitement, energy into this lineup, because Max Jones has just not been a fit for the Edmonton Oilers. Draisaitl sitting at a 62 expected goals for percentage at 5-on-5. If you take a look at Dustin Wolf, he played good until he had to face Draisaitl on 2 beautiful shots by Leon. Goals saved above expected, negative 1.14 for Dustin Wolf. And I mentioned his home and road splits this season season in that pregame report, and Dustin Wolf continues to not do as well on the road. Though it's hard to blame him because Leon Draisaitl is an absolute sniper this season and pretty much every season that he plays. If we take a look at the time on ice, Max Jones only played 6:05. Kapanen only played 10:16 tonight, so they were top heavy. Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard each played 26 minutes tonight. Really relied on their two, I would say, I guess I'll show it on the screen here. They really relied on their two best defensemen who were in the lineup. Of course, Matthias Ekholm not in the lineup tonight. And Jake Wallman, he looks like he's still trying to get his comfort level, his comfort zone right now on the team. He wasn't terrible, but of course, Paul Coffey and Chris Knobloch, they're going to rely on Nurse and Bouchard a little bit, especially when they're pressing and trying to get the tying goal. Calvin Pickard with 1.31 goals saved above expected and a .929 save percentage. You absolutely love to see that for Calvin Pickard. Huge bounce back game for him after a horrible game against Seattle that was not on him, by the way. I hope people don't think I was blaming the goaltending for that loss to Seattle the other night. That was just a pure team effort to lose the way they did. But we'll take a look at Victor Arvidsson's goal that tied things up at 1 in the second period. You had Darnell Nurse make a nice play. He gave it back to Draisaitl. Draisaitl across the ice. Nice job by Bud Colson here to let that go all the way across the ice. He read that there was someone there. He did not impede that puck. He could have grabbed it, but he didn't. We'll take one more look at it here. Arvidsson to Nurse to Draisaitl over to Arvidsson. Nice one-timer from Victor Arvidsson, and it's nice to see his offense continue to find a way to show up lately. His 11th of the season. Draisaitl and Darnell Nurse with the assists, and then Leon Draisaitl's tying goal. And this is the goal I want to talk about. The play by Darnell Nurse. Look for him in the middle of the ice here. Now, Evan Bouchard, he makes a pinch. Now, Draisaitl is coming back to provide support, but Bouchard, he should notice that Hyman and Nugent Hopkins are both deep. I understand the Oilers are pressing. They're trying to tie the game up. Not the greatest pinch. However, Darnell Nurse, he flies over, completely cuts off number 16 on Calgary, and he gets a nice poke check. You don't see the stick, obviously, in the visualizer, but he pokes the puck away, and then Evan Bouchard, he didn't even hold the puck on a stick. It was just an immediate backhand pass across the ice. Leon Draisaitl walks in. Good job, Hyman, being onside, and then Draisaitl from a bad angle absolutely snipes it over the blocker of Dustin Wolf. We'll take one more look at it. I'll just let it play through without pausing it. Nice job by Darnell Nurse. What a backhand pass by Evan Bouchard. And then Leon Draisaitl decides, you know what? I'm just going to snipe this thing. Absolutely perfect snipe from Leon. And that tied the game up. And then in overtime, the Oilers managed to get the puck back. Nazem Kadri, he gets a shot off. Leon Draisaitl puts the puck up to Jeff Skinner. It creates a brief 2-on-1 with Bouchard. Number 10 gets back for Calgary, but then Draisaitl in the top of the circles here in the high slot. He just rips it once again past Dustin Wolf. The Oilers get the 3-2 win. And with that victory, they are now tied with the Los Angeles Kings. 89 points in the standings on the season, although LA does have a game in hand. However, for Edmonton, they have 2 head-to-head matches against the LA Kings. So as long as they stay even, and if Edmonton can do, complete their business against LA, they have a good shot at having home ice in the first round. Because if you take a look at LA's home record, 26-4-4, home ice advantage is going to be instrumental if Edmonton plays the LA Kings in the first round, which it does look very likely. And if we take a look at the playoff picture here, St. Louis has won 9 games in a row. Jim Montgomery left Boston, was fired by Boston. St. Louis picks them up, and they have been on an absolute tear. They are 6 points up on Vancouver. They are 6 points up on Calgary, 7 points up on Calgary, but Calgary does have 3 games in hand. If St. Louis keeps winning their games, it's going to be really tough for Vancouver and Calgary to get back into this thing. So that is basically it from me for the post-game fan reaction. No questions from the fans tonight, unfortunately. Just with my voice and how I've been feeling the last couple days, we're just going to discuss the game. We'll hang out with Leon Draisaitl beside me here. He's always looking handsome, smiling at everyone. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. The Oilers have a couple days off before they hit the road. and they have a game against Vegas on Tuesday, and then they play San Jose Thursday, and then the LA Kings Saturday. It's going to be a tough road trip for Edmonton. They've got to find a way to bank some points here. They're slowly getting to getting that X next to their name for the playoffs. However, nothing is guaranteed. They've just got to take care of business here. Great job from Leon Draisaitl. It's nice to see him step into the lineup once again from his injury and have a major impact for the team. And we'll leave it at that. So if you're still watching at this point in the video, thank you all so much. It means the world. Your support means the world. Smash that like button if you want Leon Draisaitl to win the Hart Trophy, or if you think he deserves to win the Hart Trophy. And of course, as always, tell someone you love them. Super important. Like I mentioned, there are just so many things that are more important than the game of hockey, and just our well-being, our safety, and us as individuals, always more important than a game. So tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers. We'll see you in the next one.